And a regulator, by definition, is going to have some difficult conversations with institutions. That's kind of built into the system. And therefore, I think the independence of the body to both the sector and actually to government, I think is absolutely critical.
QAA work in partnership with the sector and indeed in partnership with government, but they maintain a sufficient distance and they are known to be independent, and this is the essence of the reputation of UK higher education.
The independence of the QAA has been critical to its ability to do its job. If the QAA had been seen as a creature of government, it wouldn't have been credible with universities and it wouldn't have been credible internationally. If the QAA had been seen to be in the pocket of institutions, as it were, just doing institutions' bidding, it wouldn't have given the kind of assurance that funders require. And again, it wouldn't have had credibility internationally.
Universities and HEIs value their independence, and having the QAA in a way in between government and universities is something that universities and HEIs generally really value.
It's not a body of government, it's not a body of universities, but it has found a way to negotiate and work with both those bodies. And so it has the authority and the confidence of the sector to make suggestions and recommendations.
Primarily our strength and our independence comes from independence of judgment. We put together teams of expert peers and they reach a conclusion, it's tested, and then we publish. No minister, no vice-chancellor, not even I can say, change that. That's the view of academics. That's the power of our independence of judgment.
Through that, independence is able to give dispassionate, detached advice to us, to work with us in a way that actually adds credibility to what we're doing.
We don't want it to get wrapped up in sort of regulation and government policy. It's about their ability to be a critical friend almost.
I think for staff and for students and for me as a vice-chancellor, having that authoritative body of knowledge, which the QAA is, actually means that we can trust it even more. We can share openly how we're working, and we know that actually it will work with us in that independent way to help us drive up what we're doing.
I do think we need a body like the QAA in the future. We need to ensure that we continue to have objectivity in the way that we consider quality within universities. And the collaborative work that QAA has done has shown the sector that working collaboratively produces more than the sum of the parts.
I can't predict the future completely, but I'm certain that we're going to see students engaging in higher education in lots of different ways. New organisations as part of how we deliver higher education in the United Kingdom.
So higher education will continue to diversify. There is niche and specialist and smaller providers, there's new industries, there's new innovation.
As we're seeing a changing higher education landscape, it's even more important that we have a body which has the trust of government, the public, students and the university system. So I want, as we move forward, to see the agency continue to have an opportunity to be that independent quality assurance voice that does encourage us, it does cajole us, and it does keep standards up for all of us.
I think there's two things that you would want to guard preciously from the existing arrangements. One is the actual independence. The second is that mindset that sits in the QA, which is about how do we maintain and help organisations to strive for excellence in the provision of HE and do so from a position of almost a collaborator rather than the policeman who's coming in to check that everything's right.
And I would argue that the Quality Assurance Agency brings 2 decades of experience. It brings an approach which is demonstrably fit for purpose and which is recognised internationally as best in class. And it brings the experience of working with diverse institutions, both to assure standards and to work with them to enhance the experience of students. And to lose all of that would, I think, be folly, and I think would diminish rather than enhance the quality of UK higher education.